And the next common mistake is actually having these babies right here too loud. You don't want your headphones too loud. They will bleed in the recording. So, do you want to know how I got this sound? Yeah. Or better yet, like this.
Archie Beatz. It is on me, yeah. You a banger, baby, you know you a freak, And you the bomb when you bite.
All of the songs that you guys just witnessed me singing, I produced, engineered, mixed, mastered, all the songs by myself. I make a lot of records, and I pretty much avoided these 10 mistakes. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my home studio. I'm Archie Beatz, and I am here to help. And if you guys are new to my channel, please buckle up, subscribe, because you are in for a treat. Today, we're discussing my top 10 home studio recording mistakes. Let's get it. As a music producer, singer-songwriter, pro engineer, and film composer with my own home studio, my own drum set, and my own microphones, I do a lot of recording on a daily basis, and I run into a lot of challenges when I first started out, even till today as a professional engineer. And because I have a professional technical approach and a professional creative, professional music approach on things, I kind of like the way things come out. So with that being said, I want to help you guys out with the things that I find are important. And today we're sticking to recording. We're giving my top 10 home studio recording mistakes. But before we get started, if you guys are interested in anything that you've seen in my home studio, be sure to click below because I am an Amazon influencer and I have other gear on there that could possibly help you on your creative journey. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and give me a thumbs up, y'all. I really do appreciate you guys. And like I said, we're sticking to recording. We'll talk about production in another situation since I am a musician, so we'll get to all that stuff in another video. And once again, thank you guys for getting me to 50K subscribers. We are growing constantly. We are building this audio ecosystem. I like my unique audience. I like you guys. All of you guys are unique in your own way, and I really do appreciate you guys for always coming through to support me. So let's begin. The first mistake is not having your phantom power on. You guys will be surprised. I used to work at Guitar Center in the beginning of my career, so most of the time, and I worked in pro audio, so most of the time when a customer comes in, they say, hey, my studio stuff won't work that you just sold me. I would try to go through things and they're like, I got my stuff in the car. So I think that's the fastest way to get and troubleshoot. So they'll bring their gear in and I'll say, just walk through the motions and set your gear up the way I showed you when you was purchasing the gear. And then they would try to record and I say, hey, you forgot to arm that plus 48 volts right there. The mic comes on and they say, oh, you fixed the problem. So phantom power is a very common mistake. Don't feel bad. A lot of people do it. Like I said, I worked in music retail, so I've seen a lot of that mistake many times. Even some of the most brilliant recording artists, they've run into this mistake, so don't feel bad. And the next common mistake is actually having these babies right here too loud. You don't want your headphones too loud. They will bleed in the recording. You want to have them set at a level to where you can hear them properly. And even if you have to use one ear, you one of those recording artists, I know most of the time when I'm recording and I'm doing harmonies, I want to have one ear free. So I just take my hand and I press it. And these are closed back headphones. The next common mistake is this right here. is having open back headphones when recording with a highly sensitive condenser microphone. You don't want to do that. It never works out well. It's going to bleed into your recording, just as if you're having your headphones too loud, the closed back headphones. Some headphones are really great, and those closed back headphones I had were Focal Listen Pros, and these are Sennheiser HD 600. Extremely great, expensive headphones, but you still don't want to record with with these, they will bleed into your recording, into your microphone as you're singing. They're not quiet at all. That's why you guys see those speakers there on the back. The next common mistake is recording too hot. You don't want to record those vocals too hot. You're going to get those waves are going to clip off. You're going to get that distortion, that unwanted distortion. You're not trying to do any cool vocal effects, I'm assuming. You want to hit that green and just a little bit yellow. When you record it just a little bit yellow, you will be fine. When you see that red hitting on your input meter, you want to definitely pull back off the gang. You want to crank that preamp down or whatever you're using. You want to turn it down. You don't want that distortion because there will be no way you can use your awesome compression, using compression properly and using your EQ properly, because it's just not going to be a good quality recording. We don't want that. And guys, in the middle of this, do not feel bad about making any of these mistakes. They are very common. Even the top engineers, the top creators in the world have ran into a lot of these mistakes. Trust me, I know. I've been around a long time in music and film. Trust me, guys. And the next mistake is recording with your input gain too low. You don't want that low, because basically what's happening is, imagine this is where we're recording at, right? And this is our noise floor. Our voice is right here. If we record really low along with that noise floor and you try to crank that up with the fader, you're going to bring up the noise as well. So you don't want your input gain too low, because you're going to bring up that noise floor and bring up that noise in the recording. And then you can't hear what's going on if you record that low in the recording. So you want to record like previously. You want to record in the green. You want to hit just a little bit yellow. You still would be fine. But guys, don't record too low. Make sure it's hitting right there. And as I stated, I'm in between creative and technical. So let's talk about one of the creative things here. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is having a creative environment that is uncomfortable. That means people are in and out. You got your homies in the back telling you, hey, you need to do them ad-libs more like D.A.W or Young Thug or Lil Baby or Bruno Mars. You don't want people in the studio distracting you, and you want your creative environment as comfortable as possible, because it's about creativity. And if you can't create, that means you're not gonna be great. So you're designed to be great and create. Y'all see how I threw my little slogan in there? And the next mistake is this right here, is having the microphone backwards. So let's talk about that, guys. Let's talk about that since we are here. Most of the time when you have a condenser microphone with an upright diaphragm like this, right here with a logo or a little dot, there will always be an indicator that this is the front of the mic, and there is an indicator at the back that this is the back of the mic, and normally that is nothing at all. So when recording, make sure you're on that front dial right there. Don't be afraid to look at the diagram of the microphone, guys. It's a very common mistake. You guys see me, I record every single day. I record in a professional environment, and I try my best to always get a professional sound. But don't be afraid, guys. This is a common mistake. Make sure that you see the indication of the front of the diaphragm right there. Now, some microphones like my Norm U87 here, you can record at the back as well, but that's only because it has the polar pattern of figure 8. And figure 8 is shaped exactly like that. It's a bubble at the front and a bubble at the back. And if you look from the top of the microphone, the way it picks up is shaped like an 8. Get it? And the next mistake is this right here, having cheap cables. Cheap cables are a bad investment. Good cables are a good investment. This is the truest statement when it comes to cables. Bad cables are a bad investment. Good cables are a good investment. And the reason why I say that, when you purchase cheap cables, they don't last long, so you have to keep on purchasing them and purchasing them. And then if they're cheap and unshielded, then you're gonna get a bunch of noise, crackling, crosstalk in your cable. And most of the time what I notice about cables is when you get cheap cables and you're constantly plugging your microphone in, plugging your guitar in, and working all the time, that connector at the end normally wears and tears and wears off until you start getting this crackle and noise in your recording. So you want to invest in great cables. A lot of people gonna say, yo, Archie, there are many other great cables out there. And I totally agree. But I invest in Mogami cables and Monster cables. Even my NS10s, I had to cut and strip my wires, and I use Monster cables for those. But every other cable in my studio is Mogami Gold. Not a bad investment, great investment. All of my cables that I purchased Mogami are still lasting, and I record and work every single day. So I can tell you, and I can stand by Mogami. Now, once again, I know there are other great cables out there. And if you guys have any suggestions about cable, comment below. I'm always looking for new stuff. And the next common mistake is recording extremely close to your microphone. You don't want to be so close to the microphone. You're going to get a bunch of rumbling, and you can easily bump the stand. And on top of that, it's going to be extremely loud and unbearable because your voice don't have anywhere to diffuse or go through the temperatures and the molecules in the air. And the recording just sounds very bad unless you're trying to do some sort of muffle effect. You don't want to record too close to the microphone. And on top of that, you want to have your pop filter. You want to use that pop filter for a guide. Don't be so close to the microphone. You don't want to spit all through the microphone either. And the last thing is extremely important, and I like to call them audio acoustic assistants. Yes, you need that in your studio. Now, what I categorize, this is extremely important in my home studio, I categorize that as any type of sound absorbing, soundproofing, acoustic treatment, sound paneling that you have in your studio, sound forges, reflection filters, pop filters. Those things are extremely important audio accessories to have around your studio because ultimately they stop the sound from bouncing all over the place and the rooms sound very contained. You want your room to sound contained. That's the most simplified term I can give you guys. We can get into RT60 and advanced psychoacoustics. You want to make sure that your sound isn't bouncing all over the place, creating standing waves and echoes in your room. So this is the things that you need. For me, I have the London 12s around my room and the Stratus Cloud up here, which is extremely important also for my microphone setup. We have the Aston Halo here. This is the Shadow Edition and my pop filter. You definitely want these accessories around your studio because they contribute and they help out in ways that sometimes you don't even know. So you want to invest in this. And guys, really quick too, before putting up anything in your home studio, make sure that you are capturing those first standing waves so they won't bounce all over the place. And there are so many online resources to help you treat and set up your room acoustically and soundproof your room and put up your panels properly. There are so many resources out there. I do plan on doing advanced videos with that. I really do hope that this video helps you guys out on your creative journey and help you in your recording process. Like I said, I wanted to stick to the recording part of this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. If you have any questions about anything, be sure to comment below. I will definitely respond. You guys know I am extremely active with my audio community. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Archie Beatz with a Z. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Archie Beatz with a Z. You guys know I follow back and we keep this audio ecosystem strong. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Don't forget, a lot of videos are dropping. Don't forget to be great and create. This is your boy Archie Beatz, and I'm signing off.
Archie Beat on the beat. Yeah.